Hi everyone, thanks for watching Forbes Flash. Let's talk about some of the biggest stories from this week, which was a busy one. Remember the Camp Fire in November of 2018? It killed 85 people and destroyed more than 18,000 buildings. On Wednesday, a state agency ruled that California's largest utility, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, was directly responsible for igniting the wildfire, the deadliest in the state's history. How did it happen? The fire was caused by electrical transmission lines owned and operated by PG&E. The company filed for bankruptcy protection earlier this year. Total liability for the fire, including damages covered under insurance and additional costs, could add up to more than $10 billion. That's not all the bad news for the company. This week's ruling opens the door for the possibility of criminal charges, too. The investigation is expected to continue on for weeks or months. It's been a rollercoaster of a year for global markets. Stocks saw both major gains and losses as volatility ticked upwards. Trade tensions between the US and China heated up, and many companies got a boost from new American corporate tax legislation. This week, we released our 17th annual ranking of the world's largest public companies, called the Global 2000. It's a reflection of the state of the global economy today, who's on top, who's growing, and who's seen better days. For the 7th year in a row, the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China is #1 on the list. This state-owned financial powerhouse oversees more than $4 trillion in assets and employs nearly 500,000 people. JPMorgan Chase climbed up to the 2nd spot, thanks to rising profits, in part caused by major tax cuts. Apple made it into the top 10 in 6th place and is the most profitable public company in the world, pulling in nearly $60 billion last year. To learn more about the list, check out #Global2000 across social media. Luggage startup Away reached a $1.4 billion valuation this week. That's especially exciting for founders Steph Corey and Jen Rubio, who each now have an estimated $130 million stake in the fast-growing business. The duo founded Away in 2015, built on the premise of stylish luggage that costs less than existing brands. With the $100 million they just raised, they intend to roll out 50 new stores worldwide over the next 3 years, plus launch new products. Potential categories? Wellness, skincare, or travel apparel, though fans of the brand will have to wait until 2020 to see what's next. Away is the 4th company from last year's Next Billion Dollar Startup list to reach unicorn status. Earlier this year, Lemonade, Keep Truckin', and Coursera all crossed the billion-dollar threshold. Next up, a fun milestone for fans of Bitcoin. Starbucks, Nordstrom, and Whole Foods now accept it as payment. Just ask Cameron Winklevoss, who paid for his cold brew coffee from Starbucks earlier this month using a cryptocurrency he and his brother Tyler invented. It's powered by the Ethereum blockchain. How exactly, you might wonder, did this transaction take place? With the beta version of a new app called Spedn, built by payment startup Flexa, and a QR code waved in front of an infrared Honeywell scanner. What's more interesting than even that process is that the giant enterprises who are now accepting cryptocurrency as payment aren't excited to talk about it. None would go on the record to talk about it, though receipts prove that they are participating. Regardless, this is a big step towards mainstream acceptance of the entire industry. Quote, "The crypto industry has historically overpromised and underdelivered," says Tyler, and this is one of the first times we're actually delivering on the spend use case of using your crypto. We'll wrap up on that note. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another roundup. Have a good weekend.